What's going on, everybody? I am back with another Prize Picks MLB player props video. This one going to be breaking it down, giving you guys 5 picks to get you win some money over here on Prize Picks. As always, if you haven't checked out Prize Picks, would highly recommend you check them out, guys. It is a player props website and app where you can win money off of picking the over and under on things like player strikeouts, first inning runs allowed, pitching outs, pitcher fantasy score, etc. Go ahead and use that promo code KJK DFS to receive an instant match on your first deposit up to $100 today. Again, that is code KJK DFS. Go to lock that in, get that free money offer, start winning some money over here on Prize Picks, guys. And if you are going to be very serious, I do offer premium content packages. That's linked below in the description. That'll give you access to all my tools, all my core plays, my Discord that I can help you out all the way up until these games lock, etc. So that is a good resource if you're getting serious. And if you enjoy the content, would be greatly appreciated if you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. We went 4-1 yesterday. Unfortunately, Sandy Alcantara let us down. Unfortunately, but hey, 4-1. If you would have mixed and matched those, you would have been very profitable. Like I said, you can mix and match these to mitigate your risk. You can do all 5 and go for the big 5-man flex, but the more you play together, the more risk there is, the higher payout, but the more risk. So, got 5 picks I really like for you. How you play them is up to you, but 4-1 yesterday, looking to keep it rolling, looking to stay hot. Always the game plan on this channel. We want wins, wins, wins. So let's talk about it. Let's go game by game, as we always do. In the first game I want to talk about is going to be the Chicago White Sox taking on the Baltimore Orioles, and I like Lance Lynn in this one. Great pitching weather. It's 78 degrees with winds blowing in from right, a little bit right to left, but pretty much winds blowing in from right. He is a 198 favorite, and he gets to take on a Baltimore Orioles team today that we definitely do like targeting. You look at Lynn's underlying metrics here as far as how he fares. He has a 3.72 SIERA with a 27% K overall, 27.8% hard contact rate, 29.3% carried against righties, and a 24.7% carried against lefties. Just really solid across the board. Did just recently return from the IL, but he has a couple starts underneath his belt now. So I think this is the perfect storm of Lance Lynn, where his fantasy scoreline is set, kind of where he is in his recovery journey and matchup. Last time on he went 5 innings pitching against the Toronto squad. 99 pitches, 5 runs, 3 of those were earned. 5 strikeouts, though. And once again, 2 starts under his belt. He was able to get the pitch count up to 99. Now he gets to take on a Baltimore Orioles squad that I do think is going to be a friendly matchup for him. He can rack up the strikeouts, go 6+ innings, get everything that we need from him to have a nice pitcher fantasy score. And I really like where the line's set as well over here. Only 31.5 for Lance Lynn, which, as far as I'm concerned, is a nice, very, very nice line when you're looking at everything factored in here. He's a 198 favorite. He's finally got his full leash out. You know, after going 99 pitches, wouldn't be surprised to see him be able to get up to over 100 in this one. And he gets a good matchup taking on a Baltimore Orioles squad. Reading their strikeout rates from the bottom up, as we always do, starting at the bottom with Mateo. 28% strikeout rate for him. 24, 27, 16, 27, 20, 18, 23, and 16. So not the most amount of scary bats in the Baltimore Orioles lineup as comparison to some other lineups. Also quite a bit of strikeouts. Also, like I said, I think this is a very discounted pitcher fantasy score for all the circumstances with Lance Lynn. I expect him to score in the upper 30s. Get the quality start, get the win, get some strikeouts along the way, if not into the 40s. So, pick number 1, we're going to be going with Lance Lynn, over 31.5 pitcher fantasy score today. Pick number 2, we're going to be heading on down to the Milwaukee Brewers, taking on the Toronto Blue Jays. We got another massive favorite and an elite pitcher in Corbin Burnes. He's a 179 favorite. Taking on Yusei Kikuchi in the Toronto Blue Jays. You look at Corbin Burnes' numbers across the board, just elite stuff, man. A 2.62 SIERA, 34.6% K overall with a 16.7% swinging strike rate. That's best on the slate. Features a 34.5% K rate to righties and a 34.7% K rate to lefties to go along with only a 279 slugging given up to those right-handed bats and a 303 slugging giving up to those left-handed bats. So cannot ask for much better when it comes to Corbin Burnes. He also has a large pitch count. That's something I'm very keen on. When I'm targeting pitcher fantasy score, I want guys with long leashes that can go deep into the ball game, that I'm not worried about the managers pulling them early just because they want to conserve their arm. Burnes, I don't have to worry about that last time out. Retargeted him as well. He went 7 innings pitched, racked up 10 strikeouts, 0 earned runs. Hey, that's what Corbin Burnes does. So I expect him to do the same here against the Toronto Blue Jays team that is very right-handed heavy. Which is not an issue as far as we're concerned with Corbin Burnes splits. Even though the Blue Jays have some talented bats, they're very right-handed heavy. There's also been quite a few strikeouts to be had in this lineup, starting from the bottom up with Biggio. He has 25%, 16, 31, 14, 27, 10, 17, 22, and 16. The strikeout rates really aren't that high statistically, but they've been striking out quite a bit as a team recently, just based on game logs and, paying attention to trends here. And then lastly, it's Corbin Burnes. It's just what he does. So I expect him to get the win. I expect him to go deep in the ballgame. I expect him to rack up a bunch of strikeouts, everything that we're looking for. So expect him to get all the bonuses for the pitcher fantasy score, the quality start, the win, strikeouts, everything we're looking for. So I like the over 38.5 pitcher fantasy score for him. Anytime you're targeting an elite pitcher, typically you're not targeting him unless you think he scores into the 40s. I do think that Corbin Burnes does it today. So pick number 2, we're going to be rocking with the over fantasy score for Corbin Burnes. Pick number 3, we're going down to the Cleveland Guardians, taking on the Boston Red Sox. We got another elite pitcher as a 165 favorite here, and it is Shane Bieber. Once again, fantastic underlying metrics with a 3.21 SIERA, 30.2% K overall, 15.3% swing strike rate. That is second on the slate, only to Corbin Burnes. 25.9% K rate against righties and a 35.1% K rate against lefties. Also does a phenomenal job of limiting hard contact. Lefties he does have an occasional issue with, I will say, but the K rate ramps up to a 35% K rate. So even though he has a bit of a hard contact issue, oftentimes the Ks do boost up against those lefties as well. So a little bit of a nice neutral thing. It's 9-mile-an-hour winds blowing straight in from center in Cleveland, which is a nice little boost for pitching. Once again, a 165 favorite, and taking on a Red Sox team. And when you look at their lineup up and down as far as their K rates are concerned, starting from the bottom up with Mr. Jackie Bradley Jr., 26.9% K rate overall for him, 16, 32, 27, 13, 19, 25, 20, and 32 at the top with Duran. So some nice strikeouts to be had throughout. Really good command from Shane Bieber, and once again, a guy that does have a very long leash, which is very important. 98, 105 the last 2 times out, 9 and 7 strikeouts respectively. He gave up 3 and 2 earned runs, but he went 6+ innings in each of those games, so he got the quality start, and he didn't even get the win in each of those. I expect him to get the win in this one, so that would be a nice little bonus as well. And I can't quite figure out why his line's so low. 34.5 pitcher fantasy score for Shane Bieber, I'll gladly take. He should be up there, 38.5 with Corbin Burnes. That's the other really big selling part on this pick for me. Even though, he might have a bit of a tougher matchup against the Red Sox, there's nice pitching weather, 9-mile-an-hour winds blowing, and he's got elite metrics across the board. And for some reason, his line is down into 34.5 as opposed to the 38.5 line with Corbin Burnes. When you look at the Vegas data and all that stuff, he's a 165 favorite. Burnes is a 179 favorite. They both are just really good. I guess the Red Sox have, a quarter of an implied run total more. That's not enough to be able to dip the pitcher fantasy score down to this much of a difference. It should be at maybe 36.5 or 37.5. So definitely like the over 34.5 pitcher fantasy score for Shane Bieber as pick number 3. Pick number 4. We're going to be going against an offense that is a good offense in the LA Dodgers, but we get Max Fried at a discounted pitcher fantasy score, so I'm going to be taking it today. He's a 160 favorite. He is elite across the board. You look at his stuff, he comes in with a 2.95 ERA, a 3.56 SIERA, 23.7% K overall. Tremendous ground ball, fly ball metrics. He has a 22.7% K rate against righties, only gives up a 338 slugging to those righties, and a 26.6% K rate against lefties. Only gives up a 355 slugging to those lefties. So Max Fried, elite ground ball, hard contact, ground ball, fly ball metrics. And another guy that we get a discounted line on. He's a 160 favorite against the LA Dodgers squad, which I understand the LA Dodgers are the LA Dodgers. But their lineup against left-handed pitching, there's definitely some strikeouts to be had. There's definitely some guys towards the bottom of the order that aren't quite as elite as some of the guys at the top of the order. Starting from the bottom up with strikeout rates, Romero, we don't have a sample size on yet, so I can't say anything about him. Bellinger, 25, 33, 18, 29, 16, 16, 18, and 14. So obviously at the top of the lineup, there's really not a lot of strikeouts to be had, but when you get down towards the bottom with guys like Chris Taylor, Thompson, Bellinger, there's a few strikeouts to be had. And regardless, I just expect him to do what he does, cruise through 6+ innings. You look at the pitch count for him, once again, a guy that has a very large pitch count as far as Max Fried's concerned. Looking at his last few outings, 102, 104, 94, 102, 104. He's gone 7, 5.26, 8, 6. Look at the strikeouts, 8, 6, 8, 4, 5. And once again, discount because of the matchup. I get it. It's the LA Dodgers. It's less than ideal, but it's Max Fried. He's still a big favorite here. He's a 30.5 pitcher fantasy score line. I'm gladly going to take the over here. Typically a guy we're going to be targeting when he's up in the mid to upper 30s in fantasy score. The Dodgers only have a 3.79 implied total. That is very low for them. He's a 160 favorite. Wouldn't be surprised in the least to see him get the win. And the quality start, the pitch count's all there. So, if this was his typical line, wouldn't be as high on it. But 30.5 pitcher fantasy score, I'll gladly take the discount. I will gladly take the talent of the pitcher over the talent of the opposing offense. I think Max Fried's able to get the job done. Even if he doesn't have the greatest of performances, he could get there with a 30.5 pitcher fantasy score. So, like that as pick number 4, correct. We had Freed 1, Bieber 2, Burns 3, yep, Lance Lynn 4. So pick number 5 is going to be another massive favorite, a 241 favorite, taking on the Cincinnati Reds in San Francisco, one of the best pitching environments in baseball, and that's going to be Logan Webb. He comes in as a massive favorite. The Cincinnati Reds are not good. You look at Logan Webb's underlying metrics as far as that's concerned. 3.22 SIERA. He has a 24.7% K overall. Really good ground ball, fly ball, hard contact stuff. Same as Max Fried with a 27.7% K rate against righties and a 21.2% K rate against lefties. You really can't ask for much more. And once again, a guy that does have his pitch count stretched out. 107, 112, 100, 100. When he's in this ball game, expect him to go deep, go 7+, get up those strikeouts as well. He's struck out 7 and 9 strikeouts the last 2 times out, respectively. 1 earned run, 0 earned run, 7 innings pitched. So the recent form has been phenomenal. And I don't expect it to slow down here, taking on a Reds team that has really struggled all year long. They're not good. And looking at their stuff up and down as far as their strikeout rates are concerned, as we always do, starting from the bottom up with Garcia. 30%, 17, 21, 20, 18, 20, 23, 21, and 22. So a consistent 20+% K rate throughout the lineup. Logan Webb's been great. Massive favorite. Good pitching weather as well, with it only being 59 degrees out there in San Francisco as compared to some other spots where it's really hot today. So pick number 5, we are going to be rocking with the Logan Webb over 37.5 pitch fantasy score. Once again, expect him to rack up all those bonuses, quality start, win, get the strikeouts along the way, nice pitch count, everything we're looking for. So that is going to be my 5th pick, and that is my 5 picks to get you winning some money over here on Prize Picks today in the MLB, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. Check out the premium content packages if you're getting very serious, and if you haven't signed up for Prize Picks, sign up today. Use that promo code KJK DFS to receive an instant match on your first deposit up to $100. Wishing you all the best of luck on your props today, and we will see you in the next one.